Now that you understand programming, will it be hard for you to understand troubleshooting? No, I would say not. Troubleshooting's a different topic altogether. Troubleshooting's more to do with, because it's, 9 times out of 10, it's not the program that's at fault. It's the, appreciate that, thank you for that. Mrs. LogicalControls. Yeah, it's not, when it comes to troubleshooting, it's rarely the program that's at fault. It's normally the control system around it. Building your first machine next and programming it. Good, nice. What sort of machine is it? Is it 2 Louis, I think? If you want to make your own hot tub controller, what should you start with in PLC? I mean, I feel like you could use any PLC. You could use one of these. So this is the software for a Schneider M221. They're a fairly cheap PLC. Very easy to program. Yeah, they're a good one. Welcome in, everyone. We've just started. I'm back. Georgeski, I have a big announcement and it's all your fault. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. It's a motion control machine. Oh, it's a motion machine. Ah, I see. Oh, that sounds good. 2 Louis, it sounds good. Are you going to be doing all the motion control and stuff like that as well then? What about HMI for Schneider? The HMIs are good, Dabby. I like the HMIs. The Schneider HMI ST range. They're pretty decent. I like them. I don't have the software though, so unfortunately I can't show it. It's a licensed software. This software is free, by the way. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We've just started. I've not heard of them, to be fair, but yeah, no, it sounds like a good project. I don't really get involved in that sort of work, so that's maybe why I don't really know. Yeah, sounds good too, Louis. Where are you based? Are you in the UK? Welcome in, everyone. We've just started a minute ago. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, so Georgeski, I took your advice or your request on board last night. I've put something together. I feel a bit sick. I've had like an American waffle about half an hour ago, and it's made me feel a bit sick. You're in phase 2 electrical in Ireland. Just started learning about contactors and relays. Nice, Heartburns. Yeah, nice. I find it amazing that you have such a good apprenticeship in Ireland. I get told about it all the time, how you do PLCs and controls and that sort of thing. Just for like a standard domestic apprenticeship, you have to do that. You think it's complicated for now, but once you get it, it won't be so bad. It's only because it's new to you. Thank you, Fabian. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you, mate.
Thanks for the follow.
Smite, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Georgeski, thank you for the likes. 2 Louis, thank you for the 1 like as well. Try and get your name to the top of the leaderboard. So, 5 minutes in, let's make a start. So, the big announcement then. The big announcement.
Thanks for the follow.
I have got a screenshot here somewhere. So, based off what Georgeski asked last night, he asked for some kind of project to take away and try and do in between lives. So what I've done is, you'll need to join the Discord to participate, really. What I've done is I've put together a bit of a PLC challenge. So I've put together a program. Well, I haven't done the program yet. I put together a description of operation. I've put together a scenario. I've done a drawing with all the field wiring. Just a basic drawing, but it's a challenge to basically program what would be on this PDF document here. If you want to get hold of the PDF document, you will need to join the Discord. The idea behind it is we're going to basically, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to review all the submissions for the programs there are certain specifics that you need to meet. So I've kind of had to make it that way, else I won't be able to look at it on the live stream. But the idea is you go away, look at the specification I've put together, do a program for the scenario, and then submit your program in the Discord. Then in a couple of weeks' time, I'll have a look on the live stream and we'll just go through some of the programs. This is all just for fun. There's no, there's no reward or anything. No one's a winner. It's just basically a bit of an objective to meet. So if you're new, it gives you some sort of direction, a goal to work towards. Yeah, shits and gigs. That's it, George. Gives you a bit of a direction to work towards to just improve your programming. Try out a scenario. If you're a seasoned pro, if you do PLC programming all the time, might just be something fun and interesting to try. No pressure. No one's going to shout at you that they need it done tomorrow. None of that. So have a look in the Discord. The Discord link is in my bio. Yeah, I will. I'll mention it a bit later on as well. But just for now, we've got a bit of a challenge going on. And I welcome everyone to try and take on the challenge, put a program together, and we'll just have fun with it, yeah. I'll put my own program together as well and we can compare. Mate, how can I write a line that minuses counter A to counter B if the outcome is greater than 7? I can probably show you that now, mate. You ever thought about going self-employed? Kyle, I definitely thought about it, but I've just got too many bills. I've got a family to provide for, a lot of bills. I just need the security of a full-time employment at the moment. Maybe further down the line might be something to think about, but it's always in the back of my mind. It's always like the dream. I guess the dream is always to work for yourself. But no, not at the minute, mate, no. What about yourself? Are you self-employed? Sorry for the unrelated question. Is it difficult to do 3D in AutoCAD Electrical? Lyron, it's not that difficult, to be fair. There's a few... there's a bit of a learning curve. There's a learning curve to it, but it's no different to any other learning curve. There was a learning curve for you to actually learn AutoCAD Electrical in the first place. But you probably might have seen some of my videos that I've done on it. Excuse me. The full live streams for those clips are on YouTube, so you'll be able to see me put together a panel from scratch, pretty much. I did 2 live streams on that, by the way, so there's actually about 4 hours worth of content there for you to watch, and I can, basically show you how to do 3D. You're not self-employed, but you're working as a maintenance engineer currently. Yeah, I'm the same, Kyle. I would love to do it as well, but I just need the security at the minute. Yeah, it's a big risk to go self-employed.
Thanks for the follow.
Now I have to plan some free time during work hours. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's no pressure, mate. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But I feel like it'd be interesting. I feel like it'd be nice to see how others program and that sort of thing. Mechatronics Eng Tech here from New York. Nice, Corey. Welcome in, buddy. How are you tonight? What book would you recommend to catch up with what you're doing? I guess, just general PLC programming.
Thanks for the follow.
I reposted a video last night because I get asked all the time about books. So, not the video I put on today, but the video before has a couple of books that I'd recommend getting. Good evening, Valley. How are you? Let me go back to what someone said earlier. How do you write a line that minuses counter A, counter B if the outcome is greater than 7? So let's have a look at that then.
Thanks for the follow.
Appreciate the follows, guys. Thank you. BBG, thank you for that. Liron, thank you for that. Ricardo, thank you for the follow. Angel, thank you for the follow. Think that might be it. Yeah. Right. Counter A, counter B. Let's have a look. Let me come out of simulation mode. Just delete that.
Thanks for the follow.
I'll just put S12 in for now. I don't really know what.
Thanks for the follow.
What's waiting. Appreciate the follows, guys. I'll catch up with them in a moment. So we've got a counter. Let's add another rung. I'll change them to something else in a minute. Could have just probably copied the whole wrong, but never mind.
Thanks for the follow.
So what do we want to do? Let's have that as M0. No, in fact that's M1 because that can be the reset. M1. Count up can be M0. M0. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I've changed the mode of the default mode, so I thought I just wanted it to be a bit more like Mitsubishi, but now I need to put in lines every time. So let's make that. Now let's make that M10 just out the way. Make that M1. So we're going to have two counters. In fact, I'm undecided what I'm doing here.
Thanks for the follow.
A bit of indecision. Appreciate the follows, guys. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Right, so we've got M0, we've got M1. We've got two counters. And I think you said...
Thanks for the follow.
You only want to minus counter A from counter B if the outcome is greater than 7. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess you could do both. I didn't really think about what you were asking there, but now that I am, let's put an expression in. My mind's gone blank. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let's make that S12, which is basically run mode. It's like an always on bit. So count 0. Let's put in %MW0, which is a register bit, equals %C0 dot. I think it's C is the count. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I might need to do some data, data type changing as well. C1.C, I think. It's not happy with that. %C1. I don't know if it's C or not. It's been a little while since I used this software, but we'll get there. The easiest way for me to find out is %C0 dot C greater than 7. Remember C. So it's not C. I think it's V. It's value. Ah, there we go. That's why. So dot V. That's happy now. So what I'm thinking, I can't remember who asked it. Let me just go back. Ahmed. What I'm thinking is, you can. Why don't you just do the calculation anyway, and then your logic decides which value to use. So that's always going to do it regardless. No matter whether it's above 7 or not, it's always going to do it. I think you said A from B actually, but I'll just leave it as that for now. It gives the example. And then you could say in here, if %MW0 is, I think you said greater than 7, then do X, Y, Z. We'll just turn a bit on for now. Excuse me. Right, let's put that in simulation. Let's bring that over here. Let's put it in run. So we've got two counters. One's counted by M0. The other's counted by M1. So if I turn M... In fact, that's their eyes. Never mind. Forget all about that. We'll set that to 1. You can see this is counting every time I click that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more for you. So every time I set that to 1, it counts up. Every time I set that one to 1, it counts up. That one's not going off for some reason. There we go. So 3. So we've got a count of 5 and we've got a count of 3. Down here we're doing the calculation that basically says what is A take away B. The answer is 2. this bit down here is only set true if the answer is greater than 7. So I'll just do that a few more times. There we go. I don't know why that reset. I must have done something. Ah, M0. Ah, I see. I made a mistake. That should have been M10. I was wondering why this counter reset. If I come out of that, it should just do an online change. Let's put that on a few times. Right, so we've got 8 take away 4 isn't greater than 7. It's 4, obviously. Add that again, that goes to 3. So then that'll be 4, 5, 6. So at the minute, that bit isn't on. But if I add one more to A, that bit will go on. So that'll be your only do this if it's more than 7. In fact, it's not. I've not done equal to. I've actually done more than 7, so I needed 2 more. So that bit should be on now. There you go. That's what I'd do. I've probably missed a load of comments there. Your knowledge is mad good. Beats most people I've come across. Appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you for that, mate. I'm still learning myself, though. Every day I learn.
Thanks for the follow.
Is there a language requirement? No, Georgeski, do what you want, mate. Yeah, do whatever you like for that challenge. I'm interested to just see how people approach it and how they go about it. I don't think it's a particularly hard challenge. I think it should be relatively straightforward. But I guess it depends on your experience. If you've never really done PLC programming before, it might be a bit of a struggle. But yeah, I'm just interested to see how people do it. Any language you like. BBG, thank you for the follow. Shelley, thank you for the follow. Do you find TOF timers are usually used wrong in programs? Always seems to be the case. Yeah, Corey, I try and avoid using TOFs at all costs, to be fair. I feel like you can do anything with a ton. I just don't. I feel like they're more confusing than not. I'd rather use a ton in a different way than to use a TOF. And a ton, for anyone who doesn't know, is a timer on delay, and a TOF is a timer off delay. Corey, thank you for the follow. Luke, thank you for the follow. Which software is this? This is Schneider Machine Expert Basic. It's a free PLC software for Schneider M221 PLCs. Jabir, thank you for the follow. Jason Hull, thank you for the follow. Malongo, thank you for the follow. Snarky Man follow? Really? Have you not been following all this time, Snarky Man? Appreciate that though, brother. I'm an industrial electrician, but I want to take a PLC and VFD course. Yeah, I mean, look in your local area. I'm sure there's plenty of places that do it, mate. Automation distributors normally do training and that sort of thing. Even the manufacturers themselves, maybe in your country. Carlos B, thank you to follow. Schneider programming tool. Yeah, that's right, mate. It is. B17, thank you for the follow. I need to make a small electrical diagram for work. Can you recommend a program for it? I've heard that SkyCAD and FreeCAD are both free and okay. I've never used them myself, but it's what I hear, Bogdan. So check those two out. That's SkyCAD and FreeCAD. Ruin, thank you for the follow. Do you also stream on YouTube? I don't, mate. No, I just on TikTok. Yeah, just on TikTok. I've got no subs on YouTube, mate. There's no point. Dirty Sprite, I think. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, you're welcome, Ahmed. I hope that helped, buddy. Paul C, thank you for the follow. If everyone just starts tapping away in the screens, you can try and get on that leaderboard up on that side. Try and get on that leaderboard. Just had my degree. Haven't gotten to use it in years. That's so many different programs. I had my degree, but haven't gotten to use it in years. That's so many different programs. What sort of degree did you do? Just another nut. I was, but it disappeared. All right. I thought you'd. Thought I'd lost the fan there. One of my top fans. I've used this for M221. It's horrible. It's not the best. It's okay. I don't mind it. It can get a bit slow. So the memory words you can have up to 8,000. Let me just come out of that. At the minute, 2,000 by default is set. If you set that to 8,000 and max it out, it gets quite slow. Like the whole program just slows down. So I always try and, even though I might need 8,000, I always try and leave it till the end before I actually start adding more. Because, yeah, for whatever it's not a great program, but it's okay. I've done tons of jobs using these PLCs, though. Because they're low cost, the software's free. They're pretty powerful little PLCs as well. Odd question, I'm not sure if you would do it, but what would be the best for single line diagrams? So I use AutoCAD for everything, little dude, but I don't really know any alternatives because, like I say, I just use AutoCAD. I have heard SkyCAD and FreeCAD okay alternatives to AutoCAD, but I've never used them, so I couldn't say whether, for sure if they're any good for doing single line diagrams, to be honest, mate. Is there any free programs to do those diagrams for controls? I mean, SimiRelay isn't a software for doing diagrams. This is one I show all the time. But you can do basic stuff, and then I think you might even be able to like export it as a PDF or something. Maybe. You could do basic stuff in this, put a few relays together, doing control circuits. For timers, you do have to pay £10 or thereabouts. I don't know the exact cost. I bought it years ago. Yeah, you can do basic stuff with this, but I wouldn't say this is a design software. If you are really struggling, if you have no software whatsoever, it might help. I mean, this circuit's going to do absolutely nothing for anyone, but it basically, I'm just showing you that you can put together little circuits, and I think you can export it, it's called capture. I think it gives you it as an image or something, but this software is actually a simulation software. But SkyCAD and FreeCAD, they're the only ones I can recommend, really. Snow Spray, thank you for the follow. Janitor Tech, thank you for sharing the live, buddy. Really appreciate it. 8,000, better than the 256 in Tweedo. Oh, 256, is that what you got? I never used the Tweedos, to be fair. They were a little, well, I don't know, I just never really used Schneider until maybe the last 5 years or something. Yeah, 8,000 is not bad. These PLCs really, they're pretty powerful for the cost of them. They do quite a lot. I have nearly maxed it out on a job, but I did manage to do it in the end. A fan saver. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. How much coin can you make working on PLCs? It's a good question, and it depends where you live and whether you work for yourself or not. If you have your own business doing this and you're just going around working for other companies, programming PLCs or maintaining them or modifying them, you can make stacks of cash, absolutely stacks. If you live in a city working for a big company doing it, you can, again, make loads of money. It all just depends.
Thanks for the follow.
Just like to see what it connects to and some basic info about like breaker size and ZS.
Thanks for the follow.
I mean, to be fair, you could probably do stuff like that in like Microsoft Visio. I know I've done like kind of informal, I think it's the right word, like single line diagrams using Visio. Yeah, Ronald, thank you for the follow. Just need something to practice for P3 coming up soon. Oh, is that phase 3 of your apprenticeship? Well, heartburns. I don't know if you do any PLC programming, but tonight I did just announce that I've got a bit of a challenge going on. So last night, Georgeski, who might still be here, might have gone by now. Oh no, you are still here, Georgeski. He asked if there was some sort of like task that I could set and people could go away and then maybe come back and show. So I've put one together. Basically, I've put together a little bit of a challenge. In my Discord, you'll find a PDF document and it has all the details of the challenge in. The idea is basically in about 2 weeks' time, well, you know, over the course of 2 weeks, people will submit their programs to the Discord. And in about 2 weeks' time on the live stream, we're going to go through some of them, just see what people have done. There's no winners, there's no losers. It's all just for fun. Whether you're brand new or you're a professional that does it daily, doesn't matter. We're going to take a look. There'll be no harsh criticisms. There'll be no, none of that. We'll just look for it and see how people do things. I think it's going to be quite fun, really. So maybe you could try doing that if you do any programming. Andrea, thank you for the follow. Nicholas, thank you for the follow. Finn, thank you for the follow. BLA571, thank you for the follow. What virtual machine do I use? I use VMware. VMware's the one I use. Can you WhatsApp to me? You don't do Discord. Yes, I will, buddy. I will. I'll WhatsApp it to you. Any guides I recommend for starting? Yeah, check my video that I posted last night. I reposted it, in fact, because it's one I did a couple of months ago. But I get asked all the time about ways to learn programming and get started and stuff. And I put a lot of good information in that video. And it saves me having to repeat it every 5 minutes. So, not the video I put on today, the video I put on yesterday. It's on my TikTok. Appreciate Heartburns. Thank you. It's a good name as well, because I get the feeling your second name's Burns. Yeah, it's a good name. Heartburns. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so that goes for everyone. Everyone who's in here tonight. Anyone who wants to join. There's a challenge going on. It's in my Discord. If the link's in my bio for my Discord, you'll be able to find the PDF document, and you can join this in 2 weeks' time. We'll go through all the submissions. I'll do it myself. I haven't actually done it myself. I haven't put a program together for it. I only just did the specification for it tonight before I went live. So over the course of the next 2 weeks, I'll put a program together. And like I say, there's no winners, no losers. You're not going to get shot down. There's not going to be any harsh criticisms or anything like that. It's all just for fun. It's all for practice. If you're new to PLC programming, then it's a good opportunity to have like a focused objective to be able to practice your programming, which I find when I've wanted to practice stuff, having no clear direction doesn't help me whatsoever. I find it very, very difficult. So to have a bit of a goal, have a bit of an objective, it's a good way to practice, really. You learn all this studying as an instrumentation technician in school. I don't know where the school is, Oscar, but good man. It's a good field to get into. This is ladder logic, mate. Yes, this was. Someone asked a question earlier about how to do one counter take away the other if it was only over 7. So I'll put that together quickly. This program here is Machine Expert Basic, which is a Schneider PLC software for Schneider M221 PLCs. I use this every so often. We do tend to use the basic Schneider PLCs every so often. The software I use most is Mitsubishi GXWorks 3.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah. Joey G, thank you for the follow. L Brackets, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so that challenge that I was talking about, I have had to limit the software you can use because I've only got certain softwares. So it's only really applicable to Siemens,
Thanks for the
this
follow.
software, this Schneider one, CodeSys. I put a couple of free ones in there, so even if you don't have a PLC software to actually do a programming, you can always download CodeSys and have it run it on there. Do I ever work with Phoenix Contact? I use their parts. I've never used a PLC or anything of theirs. I like to use their transducers. They're pretty good. They're like the little 6mm slice ones. I've used some of their DC UPSs. I use their distribution blocks. Yeah, they're a good company. They're pretty expensive though.
Thanks
The PLC
for
Next
follow.
software. Yeah, I've not used it, buddy. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good though. It's yeah, it's got well, I think I've seen it on like LinkedIn and stuff. I've not used it yet myself though. I'm guessing you have you, Aaron? Erwin, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that, mate. Ladder is most easy to learn if you're electric guy. Just flip your drawing 19 done. Yeah, you're right, Jordsky. You're not far off wrong there. Yeah, so if you're an electrically biased person, you're definitely going to prefer ladder. If you're more like a computer science type bias, or you've done website design or something like that, you would probably prefer structured text. if you come from like an electronics background, I would think you would probably prefer function block diagram. You primarily code sys. Oh, but you do PLC next for work. So the idea behind this stream tonight was I was going to show CodeSys. However, I got a new PC about, it's probably about 3 weeks ago now, and I hadn't downloaded it. So I downloaded it 5 minutes before starting the live, and it won't run. I can't start a project. I don't know why. It just says it won't do it. I don't know what I'll have to mess around with it off stream. I have got a Discord, Brando. Yes, it's in my bio. And that's where the challenge, that's where you'll find the details of the challenge. Your computer science and you can't understand ladder, you need structured text. Yeah, that's it, Aaron. If you know, if you've done Python or C++, C#, C, whatever, Java, you're probably going to be more familiar with structured text. It obviously is different, the same way they're all, all those programming languages I just described are different from each other. But ladder is very different. Ladder's a graphical language, as is function block diagram, whereas structured text, at least it's text-based. So yeah, you'll have that familiarity with it. Antin, thank you for the share, mate. I really appreciate that. You have a project due in 2 weeks and no clue what to build. What is your project, Brando? What are you required to do? What program is this? What am I developing? Jarlo, this is Schneider Machine Expert Basic, which is a PLC programming software for Schneider PLCs, or at least one type of Schneider PLC. I'm not really developing anything. Someone asked me to how I would do something earlier, so I was basically just showing it. I could get it running again and we'll just do it again. What do I mean it won't start? Let me fire it up. I literally downloaded it 5 minutes before I started the live, went to create a new project, and it gives me an error message and just won't do it. Never had that before, but it's a new machine. I don't know what I've done. You have to build a logic die on a breadboard. A logic die? I don't want to participate in your studies. So, this is CodeSys. New project. Oh, hang on a minute. I didn't. There's more options here now. We might be onto something here. Let me just okay that. Yeah, maybe I just needed to restart it. Ah, that's better because it was only showing me structured text as well. I feel like we might be able to get this running now. I'm gonna pick ladder because I'm old school like that. I think Snarky Man, I think what he means is like a dice, like a it will randomize the LEDs or something. That's what I took from that anyway. Janitor Tech, thank you for asking me because it made me restart it and now it seems to work because I wasn't getting this far before. It's been a long time since I used CodeSys, to be fair. Let me familiarize myself. What we got down the sides. And up the top I've got the coils and stuff. Do I have to stick a rail in this one? Don't think I do I? No. Let's just put something together. I'm going to call this always off. I'll just never call it and it will always be true. And then let's have another one, but this time we will call that at some point. And let's have a ton. That's okay for that. That's fine. Let's say that's t hash 2 seconds. Let's call that ton 0 elapsed. Elapsed. New network. I wanted that below. Put that there. This one normally open. This is like my standard little logic circuit to put when I don't really know what to do. So ton 0. I might need that capital, might I? Ton 0 dot Q. There we go. Let's Let's do another ton. Don't really want a variable, to be honest. I'll just put t hash. Just put a constant, 2 seconds. I don't really need to do this either, but I'm going to do it anyway. Elapsed. One's in capitals, one isn't. That's just my bad habits of not really caring. That can be... Oh, in fact, I haven't set it. Ton 1. That's ton 1 dot q. And then I need to insert another. I'm really just building the exact same thing I had right at the start of this this live stream. You've got Discord now, Ash. Nice. Yeah, get in, mate. Get in. Yes, Vanka, this is PLC programming. Yeah. Have you ever programmed a Somatic S7400? I haven't, Vlad. No. I've only really ever touched the 1200s. Could I do anti-tie down circuit? I'm not sure what one of them is, Oscar, to be fair. Let me know what you mean by that and I might be able to. We might have different names for the same thing. Yeah, I'm just basically building the same thing that I had right at the very beginning before I put the counter thing together.
Thanks for the follow.
Appreciate the follows, guys. Thank you. Tech Talk News and Yuri, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the follow.
Janitor Tech, thank you for all those likes. And you, Bryson, as well. Really appreciate it. I've got the leaderboard up there. It's on the other side than it should be. But if you want to get on the top 3, you just need to keep smashing your phone in. Keep tapping away. Coil. We'll just call this green LED or something. Call it what we want. I believe that one's to log in, but I need to put it in simulation first. Like I say, it's been a long time since I used this. But it is fairly similar to Machine Expert. Not the one that I just had, that was Machine Expert Basic, but the actual other Machine Expert, Schneider, have 2 softwares that are very different with very similar names. Simulation, that's what I'm looking for. Then we can log in, and I do want to create a device. And then it goes live. And I need to put it into run. And I should have a flashing green. I should have called it blue LED, but since it goes blue, but yeah, it's just a little flashing circuit. A Yusei, I think. I appreciate the follow, thank you. Nice automation live on TikTok. Hello from France. Oh, hello, Yuri. Welcome in, buddy. Rapid Rolling, thank you for the follow. Starving Marvin, welcome back, mate. Do I prefer ST or ladder? I do prefer ladder, yeah. Ladder's the one I'd always choose. But I really only use structured text where I need to do some form of data manipulation or I need to do some maths and calculations and stuff. Just because ladder's a bit rubbish for all that, really. Structured text better, yeah. Suave Beats, thank you for the follow. Sergio, thank you for the follow. I can't see that name because it's just all boxes, but thank you for the follow. Logan, thank you for the follow. I'm not in America, mate. No, I'm in the UK. Yeah, UK. Where are you from, Suave Beats? Appreciate everyone who's liking. Appreciate everyone who's sharing and following and all that stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, this is CodeSys. So this is a totally free software. The runtime, I think, is limited to like an hour or 2. So I could leave this running, this simulation running, and it will just keep running maybe for like... maybe the simulation... I can't remember. You'd have to look it up. I think it's an hour, though, or maybe 2. Up here, you can see the variables that I've got in this program. And you can see the elapsed time is timing out up here, which corresponds to these numbers on the end. CodeSys is pretty good. I like CodeSys. Can you integrate LD and ST? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Kingfire. Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. Golden Triangle Dad. I don't know where that is, mate. Is that Trinidad? Trinidad? Is that what you were saying? Golden Triangle? Not sure. Yeah, I think you can do. Seem to remember you can do HMI stuff in this as well. Let's see if we can set something like that out. But I can't really remember how to do it. Let's go offline. Is it? We need to add an application. Add object. Visualization. I think I ticked that. Yeah, I'm going off memory here. I've just realised I've got the other software in the background, not that one. That one still running away. Let me just come out of simulation mode. There we go. So, visualization. Do I need to add something? Probably. It's been I can't remember how to do the visualization, I'll be honest. Don't want any of that, I don't think. Buttons and stuff, that's fine. I think it was in here. Do I need to do something? I was expecting a load of toolboxes and stuff to come up at the side, and I just start building a screen. Ah, there we go. I just needed to close it down and open it back up. So, even though I called it green LED and it was blue, I can actually put an LED in now. And just drag it on. Make it nice and big for you lot so you can see, I think. Haven't actually got my preview up, so I don't know what you can see. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I can change the colour of this, I think, over here somewhere. Can you guys see that? Okay. Yeah, I can change the colour somewhere. I can't remember where. Let's call that one green LED, I think it was called. It'll be application though. Application dot. No, I'll just search it. Can't remember. Color. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Image. Green. So if I now log in, that should start flashing away. I think. It's been a long time since I used this. Ah, it's in the USA. Ah, okay, Swab Beats. Yeah, I didn't know where that was. You need Studio for HMI. I don't think you do. Oh, you never used to. No, you don't. No, it's working. Toolbox on the right bottom. Yeah, I was looking for it. I think I just had to close it down and open it back up. It wasn't there for whatever reason. Bible Bliss, thank you for the follow. How does PLC programming differ from more traditional programming? It's a good question. I probably don't have the correct answer, but my thoughts are traditional programming is not designed to be totally bulletproof. I feel like that's the best word to describe it. Industrial programming, you're working with processes that can be dangerous if they go wrong. You're working with processes that can cost millions and millions if they go wrong. So a PLC's hardware has to be beefed up. It has to be very what's the word? It has to be very well tested. It has to be not redundant, because not all systems are redundant, but it basically has to be there's words that just aren't coming to my head at the moment. Reliable. That, I don't know why that word didn't come to my head. They have to be more reliable. The programming side, I guess you can't rely on library after library after library the way you can with software programming, as in robust. Yeah, that's another word. I don't know why these words weren't coming to my head. You can't just rely on using other people's libraries and that sort of thing, because if it was to go wrong, you could cause millions of pounds worth of damage. You could cause deaths. You have to. The program has to run in real time. You can't have like a 2-second delay between something happening and an output going on or whatever. It has to be very quick. In terms of the programming side, I know that traditional software development, most of it is just using libraries that either the Microsoft bring out, or libraries that people put together on Stack Overflow or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in IT programming, I guess you would call it, traditional application programming that you just can't do in industrial programming. Yeah. I mean, like I say, that probably wasn't the correct answer, but that's my thoughts on the two. I've missed a few comments here. Hang on. Tollis, I think. Tollis IO, maybe. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Field controls will then transition to computerized control. There is stuff called soft PLCs. There are IPCs as well, which I think, are they industrial PCs? Is that just what they're called? These things are becoming a thing, but the minute something bad happens, they'll all disappear. I don't know. I sort of in two minds as to whether the industry will go that way or not. I don't think it will, personally. I think maybe for certain very high tech companies, maybe they'll go down that route. But I think your everyday manufacturer or site or whatever, the important ones definitely won't. I think all important sites like nuclear sites, big power stations, big data centers and stuff like that, I feel like they'll all stick with the PLCs because they are secure, they're reliable, they're robust, they will work for 30 years. I just don't see them ever going down like a soft PLC route and all that sort of thing. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. What field am I in? I'm in power generation. So I design control panels for diesel generators, hydro turbines, mains, utility grid management, power management, synchronizing, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and switchboards as well. I do the switchboards. What am I making? I wasn't really making anything, to be fair. I've come on more really. What I wanted to show was CodeSys. It wasn't working initially, but now it is. So I put together a quick visualization. Where's my program? I put together a quick program, and then I wanted to try out the visualization, which is basically like a HMI. The PLC device itself is robust, need to work without stopping under vibrations. Yeah, you're right, Yuri. And not just that, like it needs to be able to cope with like EMI, like interference from motors and stuff like that, spewing out magnetic interference. They've got loads of stuff, they need to be able to cope with maybe not necessarily high voltage spikes, but yeah, the odd transient here and there. No, I agree, Starving Marvin. I don't think PLCs will ever go away. I know there's a lot of like buzzwords and stuff, Industry 4.0 and IPCs and soft PLCs and all this rubbish. I don't think you'll ever replace a PLC, but maybe that's just me being like an old man. We'll never go down that route, but then we end up doing. I don't know. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. When it comes to debugging, which one is easier, ladder logic or structured text? I personally think ladder logic, but someone who's more familiar with application programming might say structured text. Yeah, I think it's preference. Yeah. Come to America and make dollars. Yeah, I'm not one for traveling, to be fair. Yeah, it's not really my thing to be doing all the traveling. The job I work in now is pretty cushy, I won't lie. It doesn't require much travel, and I get to do what I like doing, so yeah. You're with HE designing control cubicles for HVDC links. Oh, well, that sounds interesting, Robbie, yeah. Is that in the UK? Is that like the Triton stuff and, on the East Coast and that sort of thing? Hey mate, do you take commissions? I don't, Herman, to be fair. I've got a full-time job. TikTok takes up a lot of my time. I've got a family. I just don't have time for stuff like that. I have had plenty of offers, but yeah, I just don't have time, unfortunately. Because that could be the start of like a a self-employed career we was talking about earlier. But no, I don't have time. It's not something that interests me at the moment. You work in sterilisation with toxic gas. Wow, that sounds dangerous, Yuri. Yeah. So you must work with loads of safety PLCs, and I guess if it's gases, I don't know if they're flammable, but like EX and ATEX and all that sort of thing. Yeah, imagine the paperwork is crazy. George, thank you for the follow. Why didn't you use GVL for your variables? Just because it was it's just a little program. I haven't really got anything in mind of what to program. Normally I would. So I don't know if you heard me saying earlier, but I don't use CodeSys like this generic, you know, what's the words, like vanilla CodeSys. That's what I would call this. It's raw CodeSys. But Schneider Machine Expert software is like a flavor of CodeSys. It all looks the same, but there's differences. I don't know the best way of explaining it, but I would use GVLs in that, and I would use function blocks, and I'd split my program up into multiple POUs and that sort of thing. Have you used ChatGPT to write a program, and did it work? I don't think I ever have, to be fair, Snarky Man. I definitely have. I've used ChatGPT to write macros and stuff in Excel. So I don't know anything about Visual Basic. No, I know nothing. And I've had it write me a few macros that made my life a lot easier at work. I've also had it write some. I can't remember the language. There's a language for AutoCAD, and you can make macro buttons in that. I can't remember. Lua, I think. Lua. I don't know anything about that, and I've had it write macros. It never gets it right first time, but that's probably just me not telling it correctly. You know, there's actually, I don't know if you know this, it's a little bit off topic, but there's actually careers and jobs with the title of, what do they call it? Prompting engineer. There's such a thing called a prompting engineer. And what a prompting engineer is, and they get paid a lot of money, by the way, is they go and work for a company, and their whole entire job is to optimize and make sure that AI prompts are correct, and they'll return the best solution. And it's for basically, I guess, companies to use AI a lot more. Roblox language, I think it might be, you know. I think it might not be. Yeah, I don't know. Lua is in my head, but you might be right. I feel like that is a Roblox language for doing games in and stuff. But yeah, AutoCAD has a language similar to that. It's a weird one that I've never really heard of, and I got AI to do me some macros, which basically made my life easier. It made me do things quicker. Adrian, thank you for sharing a live, mate. Really appreciate that. Looks similar to Beckoff. Oh, I missed a load of stuff here. This isn't OpenPLC. No, this is CodeSys. You're based in the UK, but currently in Sweden for a few months. Oh, nice, Robbie. Yeah. Is that a link to the UK in Sweden, or is that some other link? It sounds like interesting work, but the voltages involved with those HVDC links is frightening. If you were ever scared of any electricity, guys, if you ever go near 400 volts and you're a bit wary, DC is the one you need to watch out for. DC is the scary one. 400 volt AC can kill you. It absolutely can. And it will hurt. But there's a good chance, in most situations you might be okay. If you just brush past it, it's going to hurt. You're going to burn. But if you touch DC, every muscle in your body will tense up and you won't be able to move if you're stuck on that DC, cable or bus bar or whatever. But the HVDC links are like, tens or hundreds of thousands of volts DC. It's wild. It really is wild. There's so many comments. Yuri, yes, ATEX, seal of the chamber, etc. Yeah. I imagine you do more paperwork than you do actual work, I imagine, in that field. Have you ever seen their work? They're actually really, really useful prompts. I haven't, mate. No, I only learnt about them recently. It blew my mind. It really did. Prompting engineers, they're a thing now. And they get paid a lot of money as well. As an electronic engineer, what kind of skills can you focus on? I guess it depends what you do now. You can do repairs, electronic repairs. That's usually the one people do. Electronic design, programming microcontrollers and that sort of thing. Miss Logical Controls, thank you for the summer suns. Appreciate it. DC hold. Yeah, DC. Your muscles just tense up, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just where the head office for HVDC businesses. Ah, okay. Yeah, interesting stuff, Robbie. What's the lowest RPI for COTIS via Ethernet? I have no idea what you're asking there, Bible Bliss. When you say RPI, are you talking about Raspberry Pi? And I don't know what you mean by the lowest. You can run COTIS on a Raspberry Pi. My first ever PLC when I was an apprentice was a Raspberry Pi running COTIS. Just because it didn't cost me any money, really, other than the Raspberry Pi. Do you need a license for Siemens TIA Portal? You do, mate. Yes, you do. Have you worked with FPGAs before and digital stuff? I haven't. No, I haven't done any work with FPGAs. I've used plenty of microcontrollers, but I never got into FPGAs and HVDL, is it? Or something like that. Verilog and that sort of thing. Nah, I never done it, mate. I'm aware of it, though. I can't quite wrap my head around how it works, because it's not programming, it's like hardware programming. You're literally like burning fuses or something. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I've never done it really, mate. Yeah. Shall we put a program together? There's enough time for me to shut up now, I guess. A microphone is 48 volts phantom DC, can hold a human. As low as that?
Thanks for the follow.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't realize it. Yeah, 48 volts can be dangerous as well. I used to work on. I used to test industrial battery chargers and industrial UPSs, and the industrial UPSs had 800 volts DC inside them. That was worrying. That used to scare me. Yeah, I was always very, very cautious around them. The 110 chargers, not so much. Like that absolutely could kill you as well, I imagine. But yeah, I wasn't as worried by them. It was more the 800 volt DC from the UPS, and we did some 220 volt DC chargers, and they were a little bit scary as well. Shamugam, I think. Hopefully I've said your name right. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. Ask Geon, thank you for the follow. Schnecktech, that's a nice name, I like that. Thank you for the follow. What language is mostly used in PLC when it comes to industrial automation? Yeah, I would say it's ladder. I know structured text is getting more popular, but it's nowhere near as popular as ladder. Yeah, I'd say it's like, I don't even know, 70-80% ladder, and the rest divided between function block, maybe graph set or graph, and structured text. As an estimate, I haven't really got any evidence to back that up. That's just what I believe, I guess. Ladder is king. Yeah, I mean, I use... The three that I use are ladder, structured text, and function block diagram. They're the only three that I know. They're the only three that I use. I always pick ladder over everything, and then use the others where I need to, where they suit better. I work a lot with function block diagram, but it's not in a PLC. It's in a generator controller and a mains controller and that sort of thing. This is CODESYS. This is CODESYS, mate. So I've kind of just left it sat there while I was chatting, but I can kind of show both at the same time, I believe. Might need to mess around with some of the... what's the best way of doing this? You can kind of see a little bit of it. A little bit of both. Not really, though. Maybe if I move the visualization, you can see it better. Hang on. We'll try and get both on the screen at once. It's so difficult working with portrait because you're using a phone. It has to be not landscape, it's portrait. And fitting stuff in is a nightmare. I'll have to stop it. I'll come out of simulation mode. Maybe if I chuck that all the way over to the left. Oh, I've gone way too far there. Hang on a second. I've lost it. Let me go back.
Thanks for the follow.
Oh, there it is.
Thanks
Put it
for
as
the
far
follow.
left as I can get it. And if I run it now... I might be able to get both on the screen at the same time. We designed the code for industrial packaging machines and they were all ladder. That's interesting, Wizard. I thought in terms of like industrial automation, it was a bit more structured text on that. No TikTok. I'm not inactive. I am here. I am talking. Yeah, so it's interesting to hear that you did it in ladder. But that, I mean, that's exactly the way I would do it, to be fair. Let's run. Let's go into split screen. I want it that way, I think. Hasn't really worked the way I wanted it to, but can maybe do some stuff. That's as good as we're getting to see both at the same time, I think. Oh, there we go, there we go. So you can see the LED as it flashes. You're going to work with Siemens I guess you mean S7 1500 tomorrow. I've not done anything with a 1500, only the 1200s. I hear they're pretty good though. I like the look of them as well. I like the little screen on the CPU. I think that visually looks good. Sophie, thank you for the follow. Nothing to see, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Your high voltage switches are controlled by 110 volts DC. Yeah, most HV switchgear is mostly. I know I have worked on jobs where it's 48 volt DC and sometimes 24 volt DC, but it's very high currents on the coils and stuff when you're working down at 24 volts on, especially on, well, at least on high voltage switchgear, VCBs and that sort of thing. They move from a manual process to an air and temp and time process. Oh, interesting. Manual. Oh, as in like physical, yeah, chains and gears and stuff. Oh, interesting. NNH Store, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Njama, I think. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. I think I have some more of them PLCs upstairs, but can't remember which ones they are. Oh, okay. Holy niche. This is literally my job. Yeah. This is very a niche. But interestingly, we do seem to average around 60 people in here, even though it's such a niche, even though a lot of us do this for our day job and it's the weekend. But I appreciate every single person who does join and who does stay and who does comment and like and all that stuff. Yeah, we're in a bit of a niche here. So this is CodeSys. I'm just doing a flashing LED at the minute. I wasn't really planning to show anything. Appreciate that, whoever that was. Chloe, thank you for the heart, me. Welcome back. I've not seen you for a while. Is this similar to BMS? I'll use the word yes very loosely. Kind of similar. BMS is... this is industrial automation type stuff. BMS is obviously like building management and commercial stuff. They are similar, I guess, in principle. Yeah. Miss Logical Controls, thanks for putting all those stickers in. I always forget about the stickers. If you send a heart me in, you can use all the little stickers that I've made. I'll just put a few of them in the chat now.
Thanks for the follow.
Appreciate that, guys. Carrie Uki, I think. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Use Alan Bradley. Yeah, I don't really touch Alan Bradley, to be fair. That's probably... That and Omron are probably the two softwares I know the least because I've never really used them ever.
Thanks for the follow.
Works as a processor for Siemens. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. I gotta be careful on it. Is it Nij Adder? I think I'm gonna call you Nij Adder. Bargillo, thank you to follow. Appreciate that. Any work with control logics? Yeah, I don't do any Alan Bradley at all. To be fair, Bible Bliss. Ads, thank you for the follow. Bren, thank you for the follow. Alan Bradley has decent stuff. He fixed a few of their 80s stuff. What is the PLC? This is just CodeSys. So this, I don't actually know. I don't know what PLC runs vanilla CodeSys. I have no idea. I know CodeSys have their own PLC. And I think stuff like Vago, I think they run on CodeSys maybe, but it might be their own flavour of CodeSys. I'm not sure what actually runs on vanilla CodeSys. Alan Bradley is similar to Siemens. Is it? Yeah, I wouldn't know, mate. I haven't really ever touched Alan Bradley. I did a course. I did a Paul Lynn course on like an online course on Udemy or something. But that was in Studio 500, I think, which is the older one. I used a bit of that. I wasn't keen, but it is old, like older software, so it didn't use variables and stuff like that. It was like memory addressing, that sort of thing. We use CodeSys on some of our ABB application, mostly fit Mitzi. Nothing to see. I like you already. You're a man I can get on with. Mitzi IQR. I love Mitsubishi PLCs. You'd say they're polar opposites. I wouldn't really know, to be fair. Actually, I've never worked with BMS at all, really. I don't know what's even involved with BMS. I know it's a lot of HVAC stuff, lighting management and stuff like that, pumps and heaters and stuff. But I wouldn't. I have no idea what goes involved. Like what's involved with BMS stuff. Fair enough. 500 is alright. Very similar to 5000. But ladder logic is, as a whole, is very enjoyable. Yeah, the thing is, once you get to a certain level with PLC programming, you can kind of just work between all of them, I feel like. Sorry, Siemens and AB. I thought you were talking about BMS and what this is. My apologies. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, snarky man. You do BMS, don't you? How similar would you say BMS is to what I show on here? Because I genuinely don't know. You're a machinist. You have no business PLCing, but I know how it should run. I mean, you maybe like at work you might have no business, but there's no reason why you can't learn. There's no reason why you can't practice, and there's no reason why you can't possibly move into PLCs in the future.
Thanks for the follow.
You do a mix of PLC, RTU, HMI, and switches.
Thanks for the follow.
ABs. Is it really? I wouldn't have thought that, to be fair, but yeah, that's interesting. The thing is, I don't even have the software at work because, like I say, we don't use them. So I've never just had the opportunity to try it. I guess very different software. Okay. I guess yours is more set up like because BMS is quite specific as to what you're controlling and stuff. I don't know if we can't remember if you were here last night, but I was talking about a Schneider M172 PLC. And that's kind of tailored to HVAC, so it's got a lot of functions and function blocks in it, specifically for like heating control, pump control, fan control, and that sort of thing. It's a good PLC, to be fair, but yeah, it's tailored for HVAC type stuff and BMS. I don't know about BMS, but in general, it's HVAC type stuff. Yeah. Use AB in the water industry. Yeah, I think AB's used the control panels that I design and build for a specific customer. They work in the water industry, and they're always Alan Bradley.
Thanks for the follow.
Cosmin, appreciate the follow. Thank you. Shamaze, thank you for the follow. Fuge, I think. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Lee, no, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't really got any specific plan for tonight, I'll be honest. The number one thing I sort of came on for was to let people know that we have the community challenge going on. I'll say it again for anyone new who wasn't here. So if you join my Discord, you will be able to get access to this PDF document here. And what I'm running at the moment, courtesy of Jordski, who requested it last night, is a bit of a community challenge, a bit of a... Well, he was asking basically for a scenario and a set of objectives to kind of go away and try and do and then come back and we'll have a look at it. So what I've put together is, and I'll maybe do this every couple of weeks or once a month or something. I haven't really decided yet. But I'll put together a scenario so everyone who wants to join in can. The scenario, I've set up a bit of a scene, I guess. I've put in some field devices, shown how it's connected up, shown or described how it should work in words, roughly. And you need to go away and program that in a PLC. There is 4 softwares that you can use. I had to limit it to 4 because I don't have stuff like I've just described. I don't have Logix 5000, so there's no point using that. I can't look at it. I won't be able to discuss it or see it. So there are 4 specific softwares, one of them being what I'm showing here, CodeSys, which is totally free. You can download this completely for free. Appreciate that, Mr. Logical Controls. The link to my Discord is in my bio. It's on the Linktree link, along with my Insta and YouTube. Yeah, thank you. So this community challenge is in about 2 weeks' time. I will look at any submissions, depending on how many we get. If we get like 100, I don't think we will, but if we get like 100, I obviously can't look at all of them. But, you know, I'm expecting we'll maybe get like 5 or 10 or something. And we can look through them. I'll do it myself as well to compare. So the softwares that I can remember in my mind, the 4 softwares are Codesys, which you've just seen, totally free. If you don't have it, you can go get it for free if you want to join in. The other one is Machine Expert Basic, which was the other software I showed. Again, this one totally for free. So if you don't have a software that I've listed, you can download one of those 2. The other one is Siemens TIA Portal. I have that, so I would be able to open your file and have a look. And finally is Mitsubishi GX Works 3. Because again, I have that, I will be able to look. This is purely for fun, so there isn't... no, I shouldn't have showed that one. That's not that one. It's that one there. This is purely for fun, so there is no prize. There is no, you know, winners and losers. It's just an idea that Jordski came up with, which I like the sound of. I feel like it would bring me a bit of community, a bit of interaction to the live streams. If you're brand new and don't really know PLC programming, it's a great opportunity for you to learn with an objective, a clear goal in mind. If you're a professional and you do this daily, it's just a bit of fun, no pressure. You know, it's not going to be like at work. You can have a chance to experiment, try different things, and showcase your work, really. Yeah, and that's the idea behind it. So if you want to join, the Discord is in the link in my bio. In about 2 weeks' time, we'll have a look. Any submissions, once you've done your program, just upload it to my Discord in that particular channel with this PDF in it. Yeah, and I feel like it'll be a good thing. I'll have to write the program at some point in the next week or something, I would say. Or maybe start it tomorrow night or something. It's not a very big scene, like scenario. But it was one I sort of thought, you know, it's purely digital. We're not going to touch analog just yet. But yeah, that's what I mainly came on to sort of to say. I don't really have any other idea of what to do, so probably going to call it a night for tonight. It is Sunday night. It's nearly 10 o'clock PM here, where I am in the UK. I've got work tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully, I feel like it could be quite interesting. What have I missed out on? How much does the Siemens software cost yearly? I feel like, yeah, Ash, you started talking about that. Depending on options, yeah. It's fairly cheap for 1200, yeah. I think it's not that expensive if you want to program S7 1200s. If you want to program S7 1500s, I think that's where the price really ramps up. AB is pretty expensive, I believe, as well, yeah. I don't think Siemens or Allen Bradley are all that cheap, you know, for the higher range PLCs at least.
Thanks for the follow.
Where roughly are you based? Is maybe mine is, it's pretty big. I'm not sure if you're talking to me there, Bargillo, but I'm in the UK. Do you have some conveyor type problems?
Thanks for the follow.
At the moment, I just have one problem, like one scenario. It's nothing to do with conveyors, to be honest. But like I say, I might do the monthly, so I may make one down the line with conveyors and that sort of thing. The difficulty is I can't make it too complicated, else it'll be difficult to simulate and check that it works. I have to kind of keep it fairly simple. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, yeah.
Thanks for the follow.
Anyone have any basic projects I can do to install an automated system in my home with a PLC? I mean, if you've got a greenhouse or something, you can maybe water your plants. If you've got a garage door, maybe you can automate your garage door. If you've got a gate to your driveway, maybe you can automate that. Just some ideas, possibly. What electrical CAD software are you using for the wiring diagrams? I use AutoCAD Electrical, mate. Appreciate it, Snarky man. Appreciate it. Analog what now? I don't know. I'm lost. I'm too far up the comments. I can't even remember what people are talking about here. Do I think AI will take over PLC? Isaac, I believe, like wholeheartedly believe it will never take over PLC programming. There's just too much at stake for companies to trust AI to do that. My personal opinion. I believe AI will be brought into PLC programming as a tool to help people program. I don't believe it'll ever take over outright. I believe companies will always want a human element. They'll always want rigorous testing, lots of documentation.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, so I don't think it'll ever take over. MS, thank you for the follow. Captain Feathersword, thank you for the follow. Melbourne, thank you for the follow. If I was in the UK at that time, it would be chips time. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit late now. It's a bit late. PLCs in the home are just extra. Is there side jobs you can do with PLC to make some cash? Oh, definitely, there is. Yeah, especially like, you know, if you know people who own factories and stuff like that, if you have mates that maybe high up at a factory, you can always offer your services to help them optimize or repair, replace. There are certain things you can do, but I guess it's all about who you know. I don't think any sort of big firm's going to try and, you know, contract you to do anything if you're doing it as a side thing. You know, you'd have to have a proper business, I would say. Yeah, I do. Eventually, maybe we'll get into analog control and that sort of thing in these scenarios. But just for now, we'll keep it digital. We'll keep it simple, I think. Yeah. User 443, thank you for the follow. Jonathan, thank you for the follow. Variable adjustment. We were doing ladder logic. We've been. I'll be honest. I've kind of been talking more than doing anything tonight. Yeah, I was doing a bit of ladder logic, but I'm gonna go off now. Yeah, we're finishing up now. Appreciate everyone who's joined tonight.
Says checking if this
Sieste Vander Plas, if you're still here, thank you for all those likes. Ash, Sedgley Control Systems, thank you for the likes. Kingfire SA, thank you for your contributions to being on that leaderboard. Ash, thank you for your contributions. And always, thank you, Mrs. Logical Controls, for being a great mod. Thank you. It does. Yeah, no one uses it. That's probably because I forgot you can do it as well. If you're on that leaderboard, I think it's that that one there. If you're on that leaderboard and you can basically put a dot in front of your text, and it should call out. Yeah. Sieste, I think that's how you say your name. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. Yeah. If you're into analog, that's no. Wizard. When I'm saying analog, I mean analog PLC programming, as in like sensors that give out 4 to 20 or 0 to 10 volt. I don't mean like digital electronics or anything like that. No.
Crisper says Siemens rules.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Katie, can you block Ash? He needs to go for saying something like that. No, I'm joking. Yes, super fans and mods. I don't know what you mean by mods, but oh yes, they can also do the dot thing. If you want to become a super fan, it's dead easy. You press my name that's up at the top right there somewhere, and it will say join super fan. And if you do that and you have any issues, you know, with PLC programming or controls, I'll try my best to help you. Yeah. How long will it take you to be an expert? I would say you need at least 8 to 10 to 15 years. It'll take a long time. You won't be an expert in 4 or 5 years. No. 4 to 20 milliamp is the best analog. Yeah, I agree, Bible Bliss. That's my preference as well. Yes, software-based analog control. Well, I say software-based. The sensors themselves give out the analog signal. The PLC then reads that as an integer value or a real value or a float value or whatever, depending on what you're using and whatnot. But yeah, that's basically what I mean. I don't mean electronics. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna jump off now, guys. Appreciate everyone who's come tonight. Thank you. And yeah, let me know if you want to get involved with the challenge. Like I say, the Discord's in my link. link tree.